City Council President J.P. Morrell said it was a real eye-opener last week to see our exclusive investigation, exposing a big reason the city ran out of cash.
Until your story, no one owed up to it. No one came forward until you asked the questions to say specifically, yeah, we did spend that money and it did cause a cash crunch.
I dug through hundreds of pages of financial ledgers and emails to discover that Mayor LaToya Cantrell's administration blew a $120 million hole in the city's general fund this summer. And that was just the money the city spent on the JIRR program, a huge $1.7 billion street repair effort that's been tearing up roads all over town, even though the federal government was already paying for it.
We really were trying to figure out how we got to such a huge cash crunch, and we knew it could not just be overtime, but once you see them dumping almost $100 million in JIR without telling anyone, well, that explains where all the cash went.
In January, the Cantrell administration backed out of paying the school board a $90 million settlement, saying it had hit a, quote, fiscal cliff. At the February 20th Budget Committee meeting, Chairman Joe Giarrusso couldn't get an explanation of why.
We cannot pay our bills. Councilmember Thomas sat there and asked the CAO last year if we move forward with, last Tuesday, if we move forward the school board settlement, can we cut our grass? Can we do the blight? Can we do all those things? And to each answer, the administration said yes. So I struggle with the notion that we have this problem and yet it can't be explained.
At that point, February 20th, records show the city had already spent $71.4 million on the JIRR road repairs without getting reimbursed by FEMA. And it wasn't until June 13th that the city sent a letter to the state warning JIRR was $96 million in the red and causing a, quote, strain on the city's financial resources.
So they know internally in DPW they have caused a cash shortfall, and they're complaining to the state about the cash shortfall, but no one's telling the council or the public there is a cash shortfall, which is a huge problem.
In mid-June, the city realized it could tap capital bond funds to pay those JIRR expenses and replenish the ailing general fund. But Morrell says by then, the die was already cast.
Basically, once they had emptied out the bank account, it caused a cascade of different effects that are still affecting the city today.
And council members say a big part of why the city had to borrow $125 million last month just to meet payroll. David Hammer, WWL, Louisiana.
Well, last week, the Cantrell administration argued the road repair deficit had little effect on the city running out of cash. We asked them today for comment on David's latest findings, as well as the criticism from the council. They didn't respond.